shocking, shocking, shocking display here tonight in Napoli. 4-1, 4-1, 3-0 half time. Could have been 5 at half time. Alisson saved the penalty. Van Dijk cleared off the line, but absolutely shocking, shocking display tonight by Liverpool. Really, really poor. It's bad, worse than the United game, I think. To be fair, I think it was even worse because just they were cutting through us like a hot knife through butter. Is that what they say? Some devastatingly poor performances. There's probably only, you could say, maybe Harvey Elliott, young Harvey Elliott, maybe Diaz to come out of this with anything. A lovely finish from Diaz, of course. But other than that, oh my God. I mean, Gomez, probably his worst game for Liverpool ever. Trent wasn't great. Um, Fabinho, I think he was moonwalking all over the pitch, going backwards. He looked like he was going forward to go backwards. He was literally moonwalking tonight, Fabinho. Van Dijk looked really clumsy, looked sloppy. Only got better when Matip came on. Of course, Matip Van Dijk is what we want to see. That did happen in the second half. We looked a little bit better, but still, I'm worried about Van Dijk. I'm worried about Fabinho. And Mo Salah was non-existent again tonight. That's the spine of the team, guys. Van Dijk, Fabinho, Salah. And all three had stinkers. Stinkers tonight. I mean, Robertson hadn't got a good game either. I mean, I could go through the whole bloody team. As I say, only Elliott and Diaz had anything to come out of the game. Matip did well when he came on, but Thiago was all right when he came on too. It's great to see him back. Jota, but the starting 11, I knew it was wrong from the start. I mean, Milner to play, gave away a penalty after 4 minutes. His arms were out, to be fair. I mean, I can't blame Milner, really. Can we? Can we blame Milner? I don't think so. What is he, 37? He didn't think he's going to be playing all these games. He really didn't think he'd be playing all these games, did he? Neither did Bobby Firmino. Bobby hadn't got a good game tonight. So Bobby, for me, and Milner did not think they'd be starting games. You know, they've probably started more games in the last 6, 7, 8 games than they would have in probably for the whole season. So I think Jurgen got the first 11 wrong. I have to say, he got the wrong 11 tonight. To go to Napoli, a tough ground where we have a terrible record. It's even worse now after that. But we don't win there. It's a ground we just don't win to go there. So, you know, to pick a team like that was far too open. Trent was playing up front, I think, for most of the first half. As I say, Fabinho was moonwalking. He was going backwards. Just no pace at all. Milner's 37. Can't expect too much. Elliott was decent enough, as I said. At least he was trying. The front three, Diaz, lovely goal. Tried his best. You know, really did. Mo, non-existent, to be fair. Bobby, the poor game. Robertson and Trent, sorry guys, not great. Tsimikas probably should have started. And Gomez, an absolute nightmare of a game. An absolute nightmare of a game, Gomez. A game to forget. I don't think you'll see Gomez for a little while. Obviously with Matip back, so. But I mean, guys, get your comments in. Hit the like, hit the share. With 10 people in, only 3 likes. Come on. We'll stay on for about 15, 20 minutes. Got to vent a bit of anger here. I've rarely had much anger over the last 4 or 5 years. Rarely ever had. Leah, England is heartbroken. Leah, yeah, we're all heartbroken, my friend. North Red put in a comment here. Let's have a look what North Red said. Someone explained that to me. Napoli, great team, but even though when Barca beat us 3-0, we always looked in the game. What is happening? Gary Richards, it was a collage of shite, Dave. Klopp might be sacked. Trent Van Dijk were all beep. Well, I don't think he'd be sacked, but I know what you mean. I mean, it was as bad as it gets. It was worse than United. For me, the performance was even worse because they were going through us like, you know, they could have, you know, they missed a penalty, clearing off the line, 1 or 2 chances where they rushed them. I think they were in on goal. I mean, they scored 4, could have had 6 or 7, at least, maybe even 8. You know, we'd 1 or 2 half chances, scored a nice goal through Diaz. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I'm worried. I'm actually worried. And I'm rarely worried. I mean, we've been on an unbelievable ride for the last 3, 4 seasons. It's been ridiculous. 90 plus points. Rarely lose games. You know, never mind getting battered in games and not running or being out running games or being out taught in games. The press isn't there anymore. Ever since that bloody intensity book came out, it's just dropped off a cliff. You know, so dropped off a cliff. Eamon Kelly, I'm not overreacting. I never expect us to win tonight. No, look, I'm not overreacting, Eamon. I didn't expect us to win tonight. I actually said 1-1 with a bit of a caveat thrown in there. When I seen the team, I was more worried, you know. But Thiago and Jota's great to see back, of course. Cavalier was missed as well tonight. But there is a bit of a worry there. And I'll tell you the worry. The worry is the Van Dijk. The Van Dijk form has just dropped off a cliff. Trent's form has dropped off a cliff. Fabinho, as I say, has been moonwalking. He's going backwards. And Salah's even form has gone off a cliff. Can Salah get it back and bang in the goals? Absolutely. Can Van Dijk get better? You know, less is clumsy and less is lethargic on the ball. Yes, with Matip beside him, it's possible, of course. Jota will give us something different going forward. Fabinho needs a bit more cover in the midfield. You probably get that with Thiago and maybe Melo or maybe when Henderson comes back. But still, what, we 6 league games in, 1 Champions League game in. I'm a little worried, absolutely. I didn't recognise that Liverpool team, especially first half. First half was a little bit better second half. A little bit better second half. I mean, we drew the second half 1-1, didn't we? After being losing 3-0 first half, but it could have been 4 or 5 at half time. But I mean, wow, even to be honest, even Klopp looked shell shocked. Jason Irish Red, how are you, my friend? Hopefully you are well. Dave, this team is going nowhere. I know that it isn't the proper thing to say, but at times it looked like it was the first time they'd ever played together, especially going forward. Yeah, it did look like a bit like that. I'm more worried about Klopp. His whole demeanour has changed, is not right. Yes, I've seen the interview after the United game as well. And even some of the things he was saying in some interviews just before the transfer window closed about FSG and stuff was unusual for Klopp to say about, you know, I don't sign the checks and stuff like that. A few things he said in the last 2-3 weeks. I hope he's not rethinking it. I really do, you know. I'm sure he won't. Klopp isn't a bottler. I'm sure Klopp will want to make it right. He did say tonight as well that one word he said, and I'm sure that the BT Sport guys who were covering the game picked it up. He did say we might have to reinvent ourselves, which is a bit worrying, isn't it? Meaning whatever he's doing is going wrong, so we might have to reinvent. So I don't know. We've a big game on Saturday, 3 o'clock at Anfield against Wolves. That is an absolute must win. I mean, you have to get 3 points there no matter what. We'll have to ring the changes. Tsimikas must feel like Tsimikas. I thought Tsimikas had a chance of playing tonight. I thought Matip's on the bench. He probably should start. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. If Matip's on the bench, he should start. He just gives Van Dijk that bit more, that bit more cover, that bit more confidence. Alan is in the house. See what happened to Chelsea today? Well, of course, we know Tuchel got the sack. I don't think Klopp will be getting the sack anytime soon. Don't be silly, guys. Don't be silly. But it is a worry. It is a worry. There's no doubt about it. We've had such great highs and unbelievable times. I'm getting United fans slagging me. Where they were 3-4 weeks ago. They've won 4 league games in a row. They're in Europa League tomorrow night. Here we are in the Champions League, first game. It's only the first game. Still 5 games to redeem ourselves. A decent win by Ajax, though, beating Rangers 4-0, so they won't be any pushovers either. But it's redeemable. We can turn it around, but we got to do it fast. We got to start with Saturday. We got to get 3 points Saturday. We got to get the boys back in, Thiago back in, Matip back in, starting lineup. Maybe even Tsimikas, but we've no cover for Trent. That's the big thing. Calvin Ramsey, of course, was brought in, the young Aberdeen Scottish fullback. But look, we'll see what happens. He's only back from a long injury. Maybe he'll get a chance the weekend. I don't know. But we got to make 2 or 3 changes the weekend. Klopp sticks with his medic's advice and doesn't make changes when needed earlier, says Eamon Kelly. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Klopp has a huge backroom staff, doesn't he, of course? And, I mean, he's relied on them throughout when we were winning everything. We've basically won everything with Klopp. Champions League, Premier League, League Cup, FA Cup, World Club Cup, Super Cup. Didn't win the Europa Cup, but thank God we didn't win it because that means you're in it. But other than that, we've won everything. Second, a point off City twice. I mean, unbelievable levels. We don't spend the money that City, Chelsea, United, Spurs, even some of the lower teams pay or spend. We do Arsenal, we don't spend that money. So where we are is you could say a miracle. You could say brilliantly run. You could say a great business model. But when things go wrong, like the fact we didn't sign a midfielder, we brought in Arthur Melo, I think is an afterthought. I mean, I think he only came in 12 hours before. So I don't know. I think FSG will get a bit of stick now. I can see it building on FSG if this gets any worse. It's bad enough on FSG anyway. It was even a month ago. But the longer this goes on, the worse this gets. The yellow and gold flags will be out. I've seen it on Twitter. It's a crazy place to be on Twitter right now. That's why I'm not on it. I'm sure it's crazy. I'm not going to overreact. I think this team will we'll get better. We can't get any worse. We'll definitely get better. But there's a lot of work to do, and that's my worry. It's the form that's my worry. It's the Salah form that's my worry. It's the Fabinho form. It's the Van Dijk form. It's not just one player, two players. It's four, five, six players out of form at the same time. Same time, guys. That's my big, big worry. Hit the like, guys. If you only got 4 likes, come on. 14 people in, only 4 likes. Come on, hit that like, baby. But yeah, I mean, more likes, the more people get in, the longer they stay on. I suppose that's the trick. But very disappointed with that display tonight. Very, very disappointed. It was painful to watch at times. Didn't even want to watch the second half, to be fair. I mean, we were that bad. It was as bad as United. I thought we were as bad as the United performance, probably worse. Boss man, Steve, Dave, we needed 3-4 midfielders, not one. We need a number 6. Yeah, true. Well, we needed definitely 2 midfielders. I think, as I say, Arthur Miller was an afterthought. I don't think that was even the one you were going for. That was a stopgap. It's stopgap written all over it. But we got to do what we got. We've got what we have now till January, because the games are coming thick and fast. We've Wolves the weekend. We've Champions League games before the international break. Then we come back and it's all the way to the World Cup. So we've got to utilise what we have on the pitch, get players back from injury, Carvalho as well, and just go for it. Hope Thiago, hope Jota, hope Matip can stay fit, because I think they're key to us winning games. And we've got to get a bit of a run, get a confidence. There's no confidence in the team. And that was the biggest telling point for me. There was no press. And teams are outrunning us. I mean, the first thing on Klopp's menu and on any recipe of Klopp's play is running, intensity, press. And we don't have that at the moment. And that's basically our trademark. And we don't have our trademark. And that's worrying me. Can we get it back? I hope so. Can we get it back? Maybe. But Klopp looked worried tonight. That was even more of a bloody worry to me. I'm going to go to sleep now thinking about this, going, oh my God, I'm worried and worried. Trying to get a bit of slagging tomorrow from the United fans, and then Europa League tomorrow night, settle down. But I thought after the bad start, we'd get over it and move. I knew this would be a tough game tonight, guys. I wouldn't have been surprised even losing the game, but it was the manner of the loss. 4-1, could have been 6-7-1. They cut through us like a hot knife through butter. It was last ditch tackles, it was the manner. I mean, you can lose. We've lost here before. The year we won the Champions League in 2019, I think we lost there 1-0. It was a horrible, scrappy game. It was a horrible place to go. Hostile crowd. We lost 1-0. But it was a different game. We had a chance or two on that. They had only 1 or 2 chances. They weren't cutting through us like butter. It was a different game. Tonight, they were bullying us, especially first half. That first half, I mean, I wouldn't watch that first half again. I wouldn't even watch the highlights in BT. It was absolutely shocking. Diaz was trying to Grealish shit in the first half. Well, at least Diaz was trying, and it was a good goal, and he'd 1 or 2 other half chances. Elliott was brilliant for a young lad, trying to take it all on his shoulders. So only really Elliott and Diaz can come out of this with anything. Alisson was okay. 1 or 2 he parried, probably should have did better, saved the penalty. Matip did okay when he came on. Thiago looked good when he came on. Jota was okay. But the starting 11, guys, except for Elliott and Diaz, wow. Gomez, I doubt you'll see Gomez for a while. I really do. I don't think you'll see Gomez for a while. Let's hope Matip can stay fit, because we need Matip and Van Dijk. It's Matip's form, or Van Dijk's form, is just falling off a cliff. And without Matip beside him, like Starsky and Hutch, like, Bonnie and Clyde, like any duo, Batman and Robin, you've got to have Matip and Van Dijk, because Matip makes Van Dijk. He keeps that, concentration, keeps him confident, covers for him. Those big long legs cover for him. So let's hope Matip, I'm sure he'll start the weekend now against Wolves, but we got to have a Matip free of injury, for the next few weeks. We got to get our confidence back. And with Matip, Van Dijk there, I think we can get a few wins. Gomez did a Keita. He'll never earn the trust back from Klopp again, says LJ. I don't know about that. But he's had 1 or 2 ropey games, and tonight was probably his worst. He really got exposed twice. He got cut out of position once or twice before that. We seen it coming. Even early in the game, it was the 2nd minute, they had a chance where they went through, and we just did not learn from that. Naby Keita isn't in the Champions League squad, and neither is Ox. Ox is out till bloody October, Alan. You won't see Ox in the Champions League because he's not in the Champions League squad. You won't see Keita. He's not in the Champions League squad. Something happened behind the scenes there with Naby Keita. I don't think it's an injury. It might be an injury, but I think there's something else on top of the injury why he has been left out of the Champions League squad. I mean, to leave him out, something had to happen, you know. And look, there's deeper issues there. That's what I'm more worried about. I'm sure there's other issues. We don't see what goes on training grounds behind closed doors. Of course, we don't. But just as someone said earlier, I think it was North Red or Eamon, Klopp's demeanour has changed in the last few weeks. It really has changed. He's asked questions. He said a few funny things in press conferences, which I've never heard him say before. You know, even the question in FSG about signing checks and stuff like that, and the way he's talked about one or two players, and even tonight talking about reinventing ourselves. You know, a little bit worried, I have to say. Klopp said he was thinking about what went wrong. I could have told him after 20 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes when we were 1-0 down. There was no press, there was no confidence, there was no ingenuity, there was no desire. You know, everything was wrong about the game. No one ran, no one wanted the ball, no one wanted to win the ball back. Napoli wanted it more tonight. They were hungrier. Napoli were hungry. Napoli deserved tonight. They were absolutely brilliant, it has to be said, but we were so poor. We really made them look like Champions League, you know, favourites, you know. Ajax beat Rangers 4-0 in the other game, but we've a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. It's probably all got, I'm sure Klopp flying home tonight, back to Liverpool. I'm sure he's flying home tonight. We'll be thinking about it on the fly home and what to do. What's he going to do? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. I'd be starting Thiago in midfield at the weekend. I'd be starting Matip beside Van Dijk. I'd be bringing Tsimikas in for Robertson. Just leave Robertson on the bench. I'd leave Trent there. I'd have Alisson there. I'd have Fabinho. He needs another game. Just needs a run of games. He was very tired, lethargic tonight, but we don't have anybody else. So Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott's been brilliant. You can't drop him. And Jota's got to start the weekend against his old club Wolves. I'd have Jota in from the start. I think Diaz has been decent as well. And Nunes will start. Didn't start tonight. That was a big, unusual one for me. I don't think Bobby will start again. I think Nunes will start. So that's what I do. I'd rest Mo and have him on the bench to bring him on against Wolves. Wolves will be a tricky game for us as well. I think Diego Costa got his papers signed, so whether he's in the pitch or on the pitch, Diego, ex-Chelsea, you know, an Atletico Madrid player, I think he is going to be signing for Wolves. Whether it's in time to be on the bench against Liverpool, Jesus, that's all we need. He has one or two little records against Liverpool, doesn't he? But look, very disappointing tonight, guys. Really disappointing tonight. First half, bad. I mean, it's as bad as I've seen. It's as bad as the Watford a few years ago. Even the United, we showed a little bit more in the United game than we did. We showed a little bit more in the United game, even though it was against our fiercest rivals at Old Trafford. It was only 2-1. They had one or two chances, but we had a few chances in that game. It was a bit of heart, especially in the last 15. But tonight, I don't know. Wow, tonight was that intensity book. I'd be hitting them over the head with that intensity book on the plane. I'd be making them read. Ever since that book, the course of the intensity book has come out, we've been just dipped. LJ says Van Dijk is playing for the World Cup. I hope not. I've heard that said a lot of the times. I doubt it. I just think his form has dropped. Even in like the Champions League final, he wasn't great in one or two games last season, and the preseason. Probably we seen the signs in the preseason. We weren't great in the preseason. We had one or two good games, but our preseason wasn't great. It was touch and go. It was sloppy. You know, we were giving away goals. We looked tired. As I said, and I'll say it again, not only did we need one or two more fresh players to buy in the transfer window, but we also needed an easy, restable pre-season. Not Thailand, not Singapore, travelling all over the world, British Isles or whatever, you know, playing Scotland, Wales, playing Ireland, playing France maybe, Portugal maybe, but this bloody travelling, the lads need rests. They need rest. Even like games for World Cup Scotland, Robbo and stuff like that, they didn't get it. After 63 match season last season, which was ridiculous. I mean, we were literally 2 games away from retiring. I would have retired after the quadruple, to be fair. And to go from that to this, it's shocking. It is shocking now. I have to say it. I mean, it is. It's laughable. It's embarrassing, I suppose. I don't want to overreact, of course, because we're not there yet. It's early and we can turn it around, hopefully. But certainly a little bit worried, as I said earlier. The form of the spine, the Fabinhos, the Van Dijks, the Mo Salahs, just not doing it. Even Trent, you know, Robertson, not at that level. They're not at their... I mean, most games last season, even if they didn't play well, they're probably getting a 6, maybe a 7. Now, I mean, it's 3 and 4 level. I mean, if you want me to give it a ranking and start 11 tonight, I'll give it. And I rarely do. But Alisson, saving a penalty, one or two good saves. I don't think he could have did much with most of them. I'd give Alisson a 7. Van Dijk a 5. I mean, wasn't great, clumsy for the penalty. Gomez, I'm sorry, Gomez, you're getting a 2. I mean, it was just for being on the pitch, you're getting a 2. That's all you get just for showing up, I suppose. Trent was terrible, 6. Robertson a 6. Midfield, Fabinho was moonwalking. He was going backwards. Moonwalking with a 6. Moonwalk with 6 for him. Milner, he tried his hardest though. I mean, as we say, he gave away the penalty. He really tried. He got an early yellow. I thought he was going to get sent off, to be fair. A 6.5 for him. At least he tried. You know, he really did try his best. Elliott, I'll give a 7. Elliott, there's no man of the match tonight for Liverpool, of course, but, you know, you're saying who played better for Liverpool. Elliott was pretty good, did his best with a bad bunch. A 7 for Elliott up front, most of the last 6. I mean, what did he do, really, you know? Diaz, a 7 again, same as Elliott. Great goal. At least he tried. He could have had a second. Bobby, a 6. I mean, that's bad. I mean, Thiago, Matip, when the lads came on, did well. We're not gonna give them marks, but I'm hoping they start. They will start. Thiago and Matip are straight in. I would say maybe Jota as well, and Nunes possibly. Those 4 changes, and maybe even a Simicus for Robbo at the weekend. Could be 4 or 5 wholesale changes for the Wolves game. But I mean, very, very disappointing and shocking at the same time. Get your comments in, guys. We'll stay on for another few minutes. Hit the like, guys. We got 20 people in and only 8 likes. Come on. Hit the likes. As LJ says, hit the like. I don't know, but why the fuck we have filled our dressing room with Spanish and Portuguese players? Well, we've done well up to now. Come on, we're only 6 league games in, 1 Champions League game in. It's redeemable. I mean, we've Ajax home and away. Ajax looked decent, to be fair. Rangers home and away, and we still got Napoli to come to Anfield. It was always going to be a tough game, but it was just a performance. I mean, it was always a game you could lose, you know, but to lose 4-1, it could have been 6-7-1. You could, yeah, and I would have been sitting here saying, well, Napoli deserved it. That's my worry. No ratings from me, no point after that performance. Keita named in Guyana squad. Yeah, there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. I'm not obviously in the know, but it's something more than an injury. That's all I'll say. It's something more than it'll come out in time. But for him to be left out of the Champions League squad, be always injured, something not right. Something not right. City must be laughing all the way with Haaland on fire. But City win the league now. I think the league, I'm not even talking about the league, I'm talking about Champions League here. Important for us even to finish second in this group and not drop into the Europa League and finish third and drop into the Europa League. I'd rather finish fourth and just get the fuck out of it, if that's going to be the case. Obviously, I still think you can get out, finish second, but it's going to be tough to win the group now. But definitely go for that second spot. DHTV Dave, we'll be sound. By the way, all you LFC podcasters should get your heads together. You, Connor, Jamie, Phillips, Doug, all doing shows at the same time, should combine forces, take on the Rap and the Red Men. Wow, I don't know about that, but the Rap and the Red Men are well founded, aren't they? But I know what you mean, yeah. But we've all our own channels. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, 4 years roughly. Jack's been doing it about 5. Yeah, so look, we just continue on. We do all podcasts with each other. Think big, says DHTV. We'll see, you never know. But I doubt it. You know, we all come on each other's shows and stuff like that. You know, I don't even get a huge amount of time to do watch-alongs. I'm delighted I didn't do a watch-along tonight. There would have been a lot of Fs and boos and whatever swear words tonight. But, yeah, I don't usually swear, to be fair. But there would have been tonight, definitely. You know, absolutely would have been tonight, because that was such a bad performance tonight. Really, it was embarrassing. Really is. I was going to work tomorrow, fully United fans with that shite. Wow. I know I keep saying to them, Thursday night Europa, baby. Thursday night Europa, but we could end up back in the fucking Europa now. That is a possibility, the way we're playing. But we got to get it right. Got to start with Saturday. Pick the right team. Get Thiago into that midfield. Get Matip into the centre half. Maybe even Simicas in for Robbo. Get Nunes starting. Maybe Jota with Diaz. Rest Mo. Rest Bobby. Leave them on the bench. Rest Robbo on the bench. That's what we got to do. We just got to get the 3 points against Wolves on Saturday, because it's become huge. And see what happens after that. But Very, very disappointing. Jason, Irish Red, time for me to say goodnight, folks. My battery has nearly run out, just like our team right now, says Jason. The battery's running out big time. Jason, thanks for popping in. Hit the like before you go, my friend. But as I say, disappointing, guys, really is. What more can I say, I suppose? I'm sure I'll think over it through sleep and hope I wake up in the morning, the nightmare has gone and it was only a dream. But look, it's not over yet. We're still in it. It's early. That's the only good thing, I suppose. It is early. First game of the Champions League. You know, we still have a chance to get out of this and go from there. The league's going to be tough now to win, to be fair. I mean, you can't be dropping the points we've dropped to win the league. You just cannot be. I mean, that's going to be a serious thing. I think, to be fair, I think he's going to go easy on the League Cup and the FA Cup this year. We won them last year, but it took the hell out of us. So I think he's going to be playing kids in that. I really do. I think he'll go back to the way he used to do 2 or 3 years ago and just, he's going to have to concentrate in the league to get back into the top 4 and do our best in the Champions League. So we're going to have to put all our energies into the top two big things. Was Arthur on the bench, says Alan? Arthur came on. Didn't really do too much, to be fair. It's a tough game to make your debut when you're 4-1 down, but came on. Arthur was on the bench, yeah. Thiago did well when he came on. That was a big plus. Jota was decent when he came on. And Matip was decent. So those 3 probably should start on Saturday. Simple as. Exit domestic cups immediately, says Not Red. I think he will. We will never match last season again in my lifetime. Going for everything until the last match. Big drop off was coming. As I said, he looked tired. The energy was sapped out of them. 63 match season, 3 cup finals. You know, exactly. You might never see that again. You might never, from anybody. Never mind Liverpool. But you might never see that again. I mean, just pity we just didn't pick up one of the big ones, Champions League or the league. But we didn't, and you've got to go forward, and things change. Football's cyclical. You're not always at the top. I've been saying this for about 2 years. Got to enjoy it while you're in there. Enjoy it while you're on the top. It doesn't last forever. You feel like Spurs up and coming with Conte. Even United are up and coming now. They have a decent squad. They have a decent bench. Your man Ten Hag will get it eventually right and make them really hard to beat. But it's all about having that attack that can score goals. I mean, even Arsenal the weekend. Arsenal were a better team for most of that game, but lost 3-1. Because United just broke, scored, killed them. And that's what football's all about. As Roy Keane said, it's not about performance, it's about results. It's about results. But Napoli had a performance and the result tonight. Probably the result of this group first round is, to be fair, 4-1 Liverpool. And could have been more. Hit the like, guys. Come on, 24 in, only 8 likes. 24 people watching, only 8 likes. Come on, guys. Let's at least get it to double figures. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the sub. As I say, very, very disappointing tonight. Oh, I'm going to go to bed soon, but when I do, I won't be able to go to sleep. I'll be thinking about it. I should have that bloody intensity book. I haven't even got it. To be fair, I might read it now because ever since that came out, it's been like a curse on Liverpool. Ever since Pep did those signing bloody things in the bookshops. But I don't know where. Look, FSG sending the players on pre-season tours for money, says Alan. We know where Klopp said this 2-3 years ago. He hates going for these big American, Australia, Asian tours where the players are away from their family and their wives and just away from normality for weeks on end, you know, and they come back exhausted. It's all about money. Unfortunately, it's a business and it is about money. You're absolutely right. It's about selling jerseys. It's about selling third green and red kits that came out. I didn't like that kit the other day. You know, it's about night deals, standard chartered deals. It's all about deals. You know, that's what it's about. We got to get our heads around. That's not going to change. That is just not going to change. It's all about money. It's all about the money. It's all about the bum diddy bum. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. And unfortunately, we are making a lot of money at the moment and have done for the last 3-4 seasons because we've been successful. You're just successful on the pitch with the big fan base we have. You will make money. You know, you'll make money. Even if you get top 4 every season, good cup runs, without winning anything, you'll make money. That's the big thing, you know. That is the big thing. But, you know, we shall see what happens. It's going to be really interesting now what Klopp does. I'm sure I don't know whether he'll do I don't know whether he'll do an actual, you know what I mean, a hairdryer trick or I don't think it needs that. I'm sure the players know it themselves. They're professionals. They've been there, done that, won everything. They surely know the performances have dropped off a bloody cliff. So I don't think a hairdryer or anything like that is needed. But Klopp looked shocked himself tonight. I don't think he even knew what to say in the interview after the game. But disappointing, worrying, shocking. Where do we go from here? Reinvention. I heard Klopp mention reinvention tonight. That did worry me. I mean, we just got to get the players into the positions. We've got to get Matip back in the team. We've got to get Thiago back in the team. We've got to get Nunes, who we signed for a record-breaking fee, in the team. Maybe even Jota. Maybe Jota, Diaz, Nunes for this weekend. Jota will want to score against his old team, Wolves. Thiago, Fabinho, Elliott, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, give Robbo rest. We can't rest Trent. Gomez isn't going to get a game this weekend. I doubt it. Maybe Calvin Ramsey's available the weekend, but I think Trent did a few okay things tonight, but he got caught once or twice out of position. He was just far too forward. Maybe play him in midfield and buy a right back in January. But and Alisson, I couldn't really blame for much tonight. But that's the changes I would make for the Wolves game, and we gotta do something. We gotta win that game, because if we don't win that game, it just becomes, rather than a bad start and a worry, becomes nearly a crisis. And if you watch Twitter tonight and you watch all the social media accounts, which I have to because I'm doing what I'm doing and just to keep in the know, and they went crazy tonight. The FSG out boys, the Klopp out boys were out in force with their, I was going to say green and gold scarves. Like they'll probably combine with the Glazers and the FSG outers and do their little love in. Now that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Absolutely crazy. But I think we'll be okay, as in we still have a chance of finishing in the top four. We still have a chance to get out of this group. We won't win the group, I doubt it, but we still have a chance of finishing second in the group. It's already one game gone. We've done this before. We've lost games and went on. But we've made it hard on ourselves. And why make it hard on yourself? You know what I mean? Why make it harder than it is? This is always a tricky group with Ajax and Rangers. I mean, Rangers won't be that easy to beat at Ibrox. They don't lie over. Ajax away, we've seen what they did to Rangers tonight. They're a decent footballing side. Napoli, even at Anfield, won't be easy. So there's tough games coming up. There's tough decisions for Jurgen Norbert Klopp to make. I'm sure he's thinking about it on the plane back tonight. And with Liverpool, AXA training, Kirby tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, to get it right for the big game on Saturday at 3 o'clock at Anfield. But the crowd's got to get behind the team as well. I'm not going to the game, but if I was, I'd be there with a big loudspeaker. Or just my voice, which is quite loud. Get behind the team. DHTV, Trent is Trent, mate. He's not a steady Eddie right back. He's almost a free role to create his own bad night tonight will always happen. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Trent is Trent, you're right there. He gets caught a lot of the times because he goes so far forward and usually gets a free license to do it. But when you're playing a team like Napoli, away from home, Champions League game, to keep it tight, first 5 bleeding minutes, 4 minutes penalty. But that's how we play. And let's remember how we play has proved very successful. It is, but the problem now is a lot of teams know the way we play, and our press and our intensity and our running and our energy has gone. If you brought back the press, if you brought back the running, we're being outrun. Apparently we were outrun the last 7 games by the opposition, which just doesn't happen. It might happen once or twice in a season. It's the last 7 in a row. We're letting them force goals all the time. So there's more than just the way we play. And the intensity's gone. That's my bloody worry. The intensity is gone, and that is a huge, huge worry going forward. Because the games won't get any easier. The games will not get any easier. If we lose to Ajax at home, it's Europa League for us. Me think, Simon. I'd rather finish 4th. I'd rather finish not. I'd rather finish 4th in the group to finish 3rd. That would do nothing for us to get it from drop out of Champions League to into Europa League. You'd be better finishing last in the group. If you've no chance to, get Champions League football or progress to the last 16, I'd rather finish bottom of that group, because I do not want Europa League. We just couldn't be playing Thursday nights. We don't have the squad. We qualified with 9 points the year we won it. But that's what I'm saying. We're not out of the bloody thing. We've lost 1 game. Teams will beat teams. Napoli will beat Ajax. Ajax might beat Napoli. Rangers might even beat one of them in Ibrox. Plenty of football to be played there, but big decisions for Klopp. That's the big thing. Huge decisions for Klopp to make in the next 48 hours, I think. And I'd love to win Europa to complete the set. Now I don't want to go anywhere near the Europa League. Sorry, I'll disagree with you there. Absolutely not. I want to stay in the Champions League. No, do not lower your standards, my friend. Do not lower your standard. I'm slagging United fans for being in the bloody thing. And Arsenal fans, I did not want to be in it. No chance. Um, but as I say, if we can get Thiago back in there and he can stay injury free, I mean, that's the key, isn't it? Him and Matip are huge for us, as you've seen even tonight when he came on, calmed a lot of the things down. If we can get those two in playing, Simicas was unlucky not to start tonight, to be fair. I say he's a good shout against Wolves. Jota's a good shout. Just get players back, get them playing, get the confidence. We will be okay. Will we win the league? It's going to be tough now. I mean, City are on fire. I can't even think about winning the league. My thing now is for finishing top four, to be fair. Here we are, 7th of September, I'm talking about finishing top four and hopefully finishing second in the bloody group. We still could win that group, but it's going to be tough. I mean, you're making it tough on yourself losing 4-1, aren't you? I mean, let's be real, guys. It's going to be a really, really interesting few weeks. Got to get something back before the international break. Something back. I think we've Chelsea soon as well. Ajax are home in the Champions League, which won't be easy. I mean, if we lost that, we're in trouble. But we'd have to win that, you know what I mean? So, look, games coming thick and fast. I'm sure Klopp will get it right with Pep Linders. They'll be at Kirby tomorrow on the training grounds. Straight after breakfast, ready to rock. Look, show them the first half. You don't even have to show them the second half of that game. Show them the first half and just go. But then again, we were similar to the United game. That was my worry. And it was a similar team to the United game. And a similar performance, even worse than the United game. A worse performance. Even worse. I didn't think I would say a worse performance. Liverpool would play a worse performance. I thought that was the lowest of the low, that performance. But tonight was even worse. We need to pull it out. We need to pull out another Diaz in January. I think we got to stay in touch and be still in the Champions League in January, be, qualified for the last 16 and be in touch with the top four in January. That's the key, isn't it? As regards the league, City versus Spurs this weekend, but I think Everton will get something versus Arsenal. So we beat well, yeah, look, we're only a few points behind. I can't believe how close we are from I think only 4 points. It's 4 points off City and 6 points off the top of the league. And we've been so bad. Wolves is a must win though. Wolves is an absolute must win on Saturday. We gotta beat Wolves at the weekend, and it's just no ifs or buts. I'll take 1-0 now. I don't care about performances, don't care about anything. It's about the points. We need the points in the bag and build. We need to build something. We need to build a foundation. A clean sheet, maybe something like a 1-0, a clean sheet, foundation, solidity, which we had and Van Dijk had. Maybe Matt and Van Dijk now can build that partnership up again. We need that solidity. We've had a shocking start, but now it's European midweek. You'll see Arsenal, etc., start dropping points. Only Arsenal play and United play tomorrow in Europa, don't they? So, and then they play again probably Sunday. As you say, there's going to be games coming. They'll probably start getting injuries as well. So as you say, yeah, things will even out. I'm not worried about it. The teams are worried about us. We got to get our act together. We got to get our act right. And, we got to win Saturday. It's an absolute must. But very, very disappointing tonight, I have to say. 4-1 against Napoli. The other games, Ajax 4, Rangers 0 in Holland. So all to play for Ajax next up at Anfield. And Wolves at Anfield on Saturday. So must wins. Klopp, a lot of thinking to do. Great to see Thiago on the pitch. Great to see even young Arthur Melo on the pitch. Great to see Jota back on the pitch. So that's some sort of glimmer of hope to come out of a night of darkness and a night of not much hope, I suppose. But that's the only sort of hope to come out of tonight is those players coming back from injury because we really have missed them. What did you say, Rangers? Ajax was 4-0. Ajax 4, Rangers 0. 4-0 to Ajax. They hammered them. I think Rangers had a goal disallowed, but other than that, Rangers were all over the shop. 4-0, great win by Ajax. I did expect Ajax to beat them, but not 4-0. Wolves will be another grind, says Eamon. Well, I mean, you remember the game last season where we were 1-1 with, 10 minutes to go? And we eventually won 3-1 with 2 late goals. I mean, that was a grind. We can't let them score first. The crowd have got to be, with the team this weekend. I'm sure they will be. A 3 o'clock traditional kickoff at Anfield. I'd love to be at that game. the weekend. That would be a game to be at because the crowd, the team need the crowd this weekend, don't they? They need the crowd this weekend. I'm sure they'll get behind them. You never walk alone and all that. So, but he's got to pick the right team. I seen that team tonight. There was no way that team was winning, and I thought they might have eked out a draw. The bench was strong enough, but just wasn't strong enough. That team. I mean, it was similar to the United game team, and we were bad. We were really bad in that, but even worse tonight. But it's still not over. We still have a chance. It's only one game gone. 5 games left in the group. We got to start winning quickly, get a bit of confidence back, and it has to begin on Saturday against Wolves, as I said. And I'll give you my early prediction for the team against Wolves. On what I seen tonight, I would go Alisson, I would go Van Dijk, I would go Matip, I would go Tsimikas, I would go Trent, just because we don't have the cover. I would go Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott. Elliott can't be dropped. He's probably one of our better players. Hopefully Carvalho's back for the bench. I would go Jota. I would go Nunez. And I would go Diaz. I would have Salah and Bobby on the bench. I would have Robbo on the bench. I would have Milner on the bench. That would the team I'd go with against Wolves. And hopefully be good enough. Any type of win. I take 1-0 now. The voice starting to go. But disappointing tonight, I have to say. I mean, you're looking at Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Rio Ferdinand on BT. That's what I watched it. You could see in Fowler's eyes he was not happy. I mean, he loves Liverpool, I'm sure. But that was a painful watch for all Liverpool fans and Robbie Fowler too. I am sure. But I just, the press, the intensity, the non-running, the hunger. That's the big disappointment for me. If you run, if you try win it, if you're hungry, you do your best, you come off the pitch and say, well, we tried. That's okay. That can happen. But when you come off the pitch, especially at half-time, 3-0 down and putting your hands up going, what the hell just happened there? Shell-shocked. Didn't even try. Maybe except for Elliott. Diaz, that was it. Then you have a different problem. Then you have a motivational problem. Then you have issues all over the shop. Defensively at sea. The midfield didn't help, of course. We know that. If your midfield's not right, defence is not right. There's no protection. And the forward line is not being serviced. So it's wrong all over the shop. And Klopp obviously got it wrong there. He got it wrong from the start with the 11. I have to say, there's no energy there. There's just no energy. I mean, Fabinho, I'm sure he can do the moonwalk on a stage because he was running forward and he was going backwards. It was a moonwalk from Fabinho. He's no pace, absolutely. He never had pace, but we probably missed Henderson. Henderson was a big miss. We missed his drive in midfield, even though Henderson hasn't been playing brilliant. But, you know, club captain, and I know Milner was captain tonight, but Hendo, club captain, but we missed Hendo tonight. It has to be said. So, a lot to think about. He's not back for 2 or 3 weeks. A lot to think about for Klopp tonight as he flies back to Liverpool. Get them back on the training pitch tomorrow. I don't think they need much bleeding training. Just need to be sat down for an hour, like a psychologist, sitting down and watch that first half. Watch that first half over again and just go, what the? We refuse to believe Milner has lost his hunger. Man is ultimate pro, but he's nearly 37. Now, well, look, Milner tried. I mean, you know, as you say, he's 37. He tried his best. He tried his heart out. The energy wouldn't be there as it was 3 or 4 years ago. But he did try. Gave away the penalty. It was a bit sloppy. Hand was way out. It was a penalty, to be fair. But he did try. But for him to be starting, you know, an away game in the Champions League in Napoli, Old Trafford, him and Bobby, who thought really they were make-weights, they were players to bring on last 15, 20, 25. That's really all the energy they have. You know, I can't blame them. Sir Oswald is in the house. Continued lack of investment from a club that has never been richer. Yeah, probably never been richer than we are right now. Liverpool, of course, but it'll go back to FSG, of course, won't it? It'll go back to why didn't we invest in a midfielder? We lost 1 or 2 windows recently. Never mind this window. 1 or 2 windows going back where we didn't invest. Even the time we won the league, we didn't heavily invest. When the likes of Chelsea and United usually would have. Now, you can buy players and it doesn't work. You can spend hundreds of millions on players and it doesn't work. Look at Maguire. What was he, 80 million? That didn't work. Look at Chelsea with Lukaku and stuff like that. But ultimately, I think this league is a business now. I think you need to spend, especially in areas where your light or your age profile has gone up, and that's the midfield, of course. The age profile in the midfield, don't want to be ageist, but it's for a young, youthful, attacking press game, where you need energy, you need to be hungry. The older you are, the less energy you have, the less press you have. So, you can have all the experience in the world, but still need to have that press, still need to have that hunger, nip the ball, bang, bang, get in. And we have been missing that all since the season started, really. I mean, you could talk about the Bournemouth game now, 9-0, but that was a one-off. That was just Bournemouth so bad. I mean, the game was over after 5.5 minutes, 2-0 down already. Liverpool were up, it was sunny at Anfield. The picnic was out on the pitch. That was a one-off. It was nice. Of course, it was beautiful, but I wouldn't read too much into that Bournemouth game. As you see, you didn't read too much into it because the results haven't been great since before or after that result. And so a lot to think about for Klopp. I'm going to go now in a minute, guys. Hit the like, hit the share before you go. I'm going to do a big chat maybe Friday night for the Wolves game, Keith and Ivan. So maybe about 7:30 Friday night. Have your notifications on for a big Wolves chat and a regurgitation of this shit show tonight. Might do something tomorrow night as well. I'm not saying I'm angry. I'm disappointed and I'm not hugely shocked. I mean, I did think it was going to be a tough game tonight and I wouldn't have been surprised with a loss, but it was the manner of the performance. It was the manner of the loss. 4-1 did not flatter Napoli. 4-1 did not flatter Napoli. That's the problem. Could have been 5, could have been 6, could have been 7. That's the bloody problem. And the worry for me is the drop-off. Yokotto is in the house. How are you, my friend? The drop-off of Fabinho, Van Dijk and Mo Salah. 3 iconic, players, world-class players, whatever you want to call them. The drop-off has just been off a cliff. Salah didn't look like he was going to get a goal tonight at all, did he? Van Dijk was clumsy. That penalty, stood on his foot. Clumsy, really clumsy. He was going nowhere. Why make that tackle? Once or twice got caught. And Fabinho, as I said, was moonwalking all over the pitch for most of the first half. He did a bit better second half when Thiago came on, of course, to help him, but there was no energy. There was no hunger tonight. That is a huge, huge worry for me going forward, guys. It really is. But I don't know what more to say. I really don't. Any more comments just before we go, guys? But a big, big weekend. We got a bad deal with that last minute loan from Melo. We were paying his entire wage and I hope he at least gets some game time. Well, he came on. What was the last 15, 20 minutes tonight? Couldn't really do much while you're 4-1 down, I suppose, in his debut. Tough ground like Napoli, but they actually tired in the last 15, 20. We made the changes, looked a little bit better, but that much was done first half, really, wasn't it? That much was done first half. Listen, Melo's only kicked the ball for Liverpool. He's only been in training for a few days. I'm not going to say much about Melo. Let's hope that works out. It could potentially work out. He's got the pedigree. You don't play for Barca. You don't play for Juve. You don't have 22 caps for Brazil senior team. And be brutal, do you? So, give him time. But the game we're in, there's no time. The game we are in, there is no time in football. It's a results game. It is a results game, and it's all about results. It's all about winning. It's all about getting results in the important games and progressing and stuff like that. So there's a bit of pressure now on Klopp, to be fair. I'm not saying sackable or Klopp out or even FSG. I'm just giving you my opinion on it. FSG should have did better in the windows. Definitely should have signed another midfielder. At least didn't. We gotta go with what we have. Klopp's got to go with what he has. But I still think Klopp started the wrong team tonight. And even against United, we hadn't got as many options. But tonight, he had more options on the bench. And if you're fitting the bench, Thiago, Matip, you're on the bench. Thiago's on the bench. Jota's on the bench. Simicas is on the bench. Nunes is on the bench. Should 1 or 2 of them, maybe 3 of them not been starting tonight? In hindsight, yes. But I said it before the game, yes. But he didn't. So we just got to take the blow, take the 4-1. As I say, it did not flatter. It did not flatter Napoli. We've got a lunatic in the chat, Yokotto. You'll always get one, won't you? You'll always get one. But we'll just remove him. But anyway, Look, guys, I'm going to go now. It's what, 50 minutes in. Disappointed. We're getting all the lunatics out now. You'll get them out tonight, of course. But disappointed. We're still in it. Only one game gone in the Champions League. 5 more games to make up for it and get out of it. Get into the last 16. Whether it's first or second place, probably more likely second place. But the main thing is to get out and get into the last 16. The league is open like unbelievable. I mean, top 4 I'm talking about. I'm not talking about winning it. Great. Cheers, Stream Dave. We got to go. We go again. Aiming absolutely. You never walk alone. Stay safe. Hit the like. Hit the share. Talk soon. Bad night at the office for Liverpool. It has finished. Napoli 4, Liverpool 1. Big game on Saturday, guys. Talk soon. Wolves the weekend. We go again. Let's get behind.